During the Second Sino-Japanese War, Chinese people did a lot of movements to fight Japanese troops or Japanese collaborators. Not only physical resistance, Chinese people also did underground movements such as spying or espionage movement. As time goes by, the term of spy itself evolved. In the Chinese Republican era, there was a woman spy that used their beauty to bring out information or make havoc on the enemy side that is publicly known as a seductress-spy. The movie that I'm going to examine this time is Zece, that brings up a long journey of a young woman named Wang Jiazhi that works as a seductress-spy. This movie was directed by Ang Lee and was released in 2007. This movie made based on the same titled novella written by the most famous female writer in China, Eileen Chang. The story is set in Hong Kong in 1938 and in Shanghai in 1942, during the Second Sino-Japanese War. It depicts how a Lingnan University freshman, Wang Jiazhi, became a spy and targeted a Japanese collaborator named Yi Mocheng. As we know, a movie usually used to represent the social condition of a society or an individual. Hall in 2005 said that representation is the ability to imagine or depict something. Representation also refers to the construction of all kinds of media towards all reality aspects such as society, objects, events, or cultural identity. This research will focus on representation issue that is already described by Hall. Through the character analysis of Wang Jiazhi, I will investigate what kind of strategy that Jiazhi used to get into Yi Mocheng, and did the character of Wang Jiazhi represent the narration of seductress-spy that is familiar during the Republic of China period. Previously, the Chinese seductress-spy was identical to the image of Diao Chan, that is using her femininity and supposed weakness to do their work. In the Republican era, there is the new image of seductress-spy, which is already influenced by Western. This image became the modern kind of Chinese seductress-spy, who took center stage with her dominating personality, strength, and overt sexuality. During the Second Sino-Japanese War era, there was a significant assumption that a woman spy must be using their sexuality to do their work as a spy. This statement points out that there was a close connection between sex and spying, which also weakened women's contribution as a spy during wartime. The narrow gap between espionage and prostitution making the spy profession considered to destroy woman morale. The method that is used in this research is descriptive analytics, through watching movie as the main corpus. In this research, I will analyze the dialogue and scene using data that support the research. In the movie, we know that Jiazhi changed her identity for the sake of getting into Yi Mocheng. The use of Jiazhi to attract Yi shows that woman espionage is the most ideal way to trick the enemies. With her new identity as Mai Tai Tai, the wife of a wealthy Hong Kong businessman, she tried to impress Yi Mocheng and get into his life. Jiazhi seems very confident with that role. She also enriched herself with enough information about the situation and condition that she will face. While she working in Shanghai, the Nationalist Party also gave her a fake document that support her role as Mai Tai Tai. The change of Wang Jiazhi's appearance and character also shows that as a seductress spy, she succeeds to cover up her real identity. With her acting skill and attractive appearance, people around her believe that she is the real Mai Tai Tai. The change of Wang Jiazhi's appearance and characteristics also indicates the generalization of seductress-spy as a sensual object. The seductress-spy also depicted as someone who is appreciated for her look and is a sweet talker. This also signifies the narrow gap between espionage and prostitution. Collecting information about Yi is the main task that Jiazhi should do. As the one and only nationalist informant, Jiazhi has a very important role. The Nationalist Party also relies on Jiazhi. This indicates that the needs and dependency of women spies are very high. On the other side, a woman that works as a spy is only considered as a sexual object to attract enemies. This kind of view makes the contribution and sacrifice of woman spy in collecting information ignored. If we see the process of approaching Yi as an amateur spy, Jiazhi is smart enough to trick Yi. The charm of Jiazhi is the main strength that she has. She also shows her weak side to make Yi sympathize with her. The strategy that she used is basic, but she put her feelings into it. It also makes Yi get carried away and put trust in Wang Jiazhi. Yet Jiazhi also gets carried away by her feelings games, and it turns into backfire to herself. At the end of the movie, Jiazhi chooses to let Yi free. The title that Ang Lee put in the beginning of the movie, which is Jiezi, is also closely related to this part. Ang Lee makes the title into Jiezi, shows that in the end, lust, which is Se, makes Jiazhi quit, which is Jie, in the middle of her mission. She rather chooses to save her lover instead of protecting her country. From the previous explanation, we can see that the representation of Chinese seductress-spy through the character of Wang Jiazhi shows that the image of seductress-spy during the Republican period identically refers to a woman that has strong charms but also has a soft side. Through this character, we also knew that there was a generalization in the term of seductress-spy, that public known as a sexual object. It is also identical to a woman who is beautiful, glamorous, and has a dangerous side. At this point, it shows that there is a tight connection between sex and espionage, which is taking more attention by the public. Even though in fact, this seductress-spy has an important role in wartime. Therefore, the character of Jiazhi in this movie can represent the image of a seductress-spy, which is the one that strives in the front line during wartime, but they also have a dark side that is Chinese people consider wrecking woman moral.